Today I messed up by going overboard on some exposed pictures. So I fairly recently broke up with my boyfriend of nearly 3 years, not the mess up, he just wasn't right for me in the long run, as anyone with a high libido can attest to. Going from regular boinking to zero boinking overnight isn't easy, and I've been struggling mightily with the lack of lovemaking. Luckily, I have an outlet for all my pent-up excitement, sending exposed pictures to another ex of mine who I'll call Noah. This is a guy I've known for years. We dated hot and heavy for a few months, then went our separate ways because we were both moving away from the city we met in. While we couldn't be together because of the distance, we've stayed in touch. I kept our relationship strictly platonic while I was with my last partner, but once I became single I figured, why not kick off that side of things again? Look, I'm not gonna deny it. I straight up love this guy. He's the one that got away. We had an incredibly hot summer fling, and then he was gone and we never got to see things play out properly. We also never had to deal with the realities of a proper relationship, so there's a good chance that the connection I feel with him is a fantasy that wouldn't hold up in real life, and I know I can love again, because I absolutely did love my most recent ex, but there's always been a part of me that's held out for Noah. Maybe one day he'll move back home and we can try again and get married and travel the world on our dink money and F like rabbits till we're both geriatric. So anyway, for the last month or so I've been taking out my intimate frustration on Noah, with what have mostly been pretty benign photos, posing in attractive outfits, artistic chest pics, and some Chumbawamba tease videos thrown in for good measure. But then a couple nights ago, I got extra turned on. I'd come back from spending a few days with the family over Christmas, and my introvert self needed to decompress hard, so I took an edible, made myself some whiskey sours, and started watching 1883, the Yellowstone prequel show. This show, aside from containing many gruff cowboys to ogle and put me in the mindset to be ravished, is also full of wistful, introspective voiceovers from the main heroine as Elsa waxed poetic about the vagaries of the untamed wilderness she was growing up in. I, too, wanted to be a bit melodramatic about my current situation. So instead of sending the usual here's a chest pic, I decided to step it up. I more or less wrote a smutty monologue about exactly what I wanted him to do to me and how often I imagined him when I got myself off, and maybe there was a bit about how I pictured him every time I came. It was sort of a writing exercise, sort of a smutty role play, but the important thing is that it was incredibly intimate and probably betrayed the fact that I am, to this day, still madly in love with this guy. And with this monologue I included a video of me self-pleasuring, and not just playing with myself, but actually finished, twice, so I sent him all this emotionally charged, deeply intimate stuff. Normally he responds with the validation I crave, of the Jesus you're so hot nature, which is almost always in the form of a very well-executed dirty limerick, because I want him to work at least a little bit for it. But it's been 2 days since I sent that stuff, and he has yet to even respond. Read receipts tell me he saw it within a couple hours of me sending it, but he wasn't sent a single word, gif, or emoji about it. And y'all, it's driving me mad. I feel like I just put on a private show that I'd been practicing for months and didn't even get a single round of applause for it. He's really good about responding to even the crappiest of memes that I sent him, so I have no idea what his deal is. I can only conclude that I went way too overboard and turned a fun, carefree, commitment-free relationship into something much deeper than he wanted, and now he's decided the easiest way to tell me he's just not that into me is to not tell me anything at all.